Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to start a new series. This series is called Book versus Media. In this series, we will read many books that have movies or TV shows made after them. Then we will watch those movies and TV shows and decide which one we like better. I think this would just be a fun series for us to come together, and hopefully you guys will join me in reading the book and reacting to the media that I decide to do. In the next clip, you will see which book I decided on. Without further ado, let's get into the video. It is currently Tuesday, May 12th, and I'm going to finally start my first book of this series. The book I decided to go with was none other than The Deal by L. Kennedy. I had so many books that I could choose from, so it was so hard for me to pick which one I wanted to be my first. But I remembered that the Deal series, the TV show on Prime Video, is coming out, I believe the 13th, meaning I basically kind of only have a day to read this book entirely. Now, will that get done? We will see. No promises. If anything, I will finish it tomorrow and then watch the show after. I believe that the show is doing it in installments, so I think it's an episode by episode based thing. I could be wrong, but I'm hoping that it is that way because it gives me more time to read if I need to. This book is a book I've read before. I read this a long time ago. I don't even remember the first time I read it, but I remember the first time getting it. I don't even remember why I got it, but I want to believe I got it like early high school. Like the cover looked like she was like a football coach's daughter or something like that. So I was like, oh, intriguing at the time. And then I put off reading it for so long for some reason. I just decided to pick it up and I didn't realize it was a hockey romance. I thought this was a great book. I actually ended up enjoying it a lot. I'm excited to do the second book in the series, The Mistake, because I like that book's story the best out of all of them. I can't wait for that season 2 to come out. I had seen that they already announced the female main character for season 2, so I'm very excited. I'm gonna get to reading. We have no time to waste. It's currently 9:23. I will get back to you guys and we will see how much I've read by the time it hits a certain time. I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably not gonna read at this moment, but there will be some reading done. Hopefully. Oh, also guys, TLDR. Did I use that phrase right? I don't know. I am filming this on my phone because I feel like it's the most natural. I am going to be getting into a more comfortable position to read because I hate reading in a chair. Will you guys see that? Who knows? Kayla in the future? She'll know. Okay, goodbye. Don't mind my wall there. I figured that the best way to do this probably will be to set a 30-minute timer and see how much I can read in 30 minutes. And then I'm going to take a break, eat some food, and then we're going to get right back to 30 minutes. Starts now.
Implementation intention is a strategy you can use.
So it's been 30 minutes. I am on chapter 3, page 21. I don't know if that's good progress or not, but I'm happy I started it, and I'm actually going to go through with this because I've been starting books and not finishing them. I will say since my last update video, I have read one book. I read the book Book Boyfriend by Emily something. I can't read up from up there. I'm sorry. Emily in Austin. And I did enjoy the book. It had some Tumblr-esque moments. Back to the main book at hand. I am just remembering why I loved reading this book. I love like series that have a group of guys and each guy has its own girl. I know I've said this multiple times in other videos, but each guy has its own girl, and the guys are all friends with each other, and we can see their friendship and family feelings through reading this story, and I love that. I also want to say that so far, nothing really has happened yet, but I can definitely see, knowing that this is being a TV show, I can see the lines, like them saying the lines out of this book. Now, I don't know if they are going to say the lines from this book, but I can literally see it. And I just hope it's not as cringe as people think it'll be. I mean, the trailer looks fine, but you never know until you watch the actual thing. I enjoy cringe shows, so I honestly think I will enjoy it. I will say though, I was planning on not watching this show because for some reason I hate when books become movies or TV shows because it usually doesn't get done right, or at least the way I want it to be or whatever. But I needed to give it a chance, and I know that if I wanted to watch it later down the line, I would have gotten spoiled, and I don't want that. But yeah, I'm going to take a break and then get back reading. I'm not sure when you guys will see me next. Hopefully, I'll be maybe like this much done by the time you guys next see me. See you guys later. It is officially a new day. It is May 13th. I'll let you guys know the progress I've done. The show is already out. I've seen people react to it, well, on YouTube. I haven't seen any clips or anything yet, and I am actually really excited for it. Last night I decided I needed to get to at least page 200. So I've read up until 250. Now we're here where we are today. I haven't picked this up yet because I worked out and showered and stuff. So it's currently 3:34, so it is late, and I do want to finish this book today. I will finish this book today and watch some episodes of the show today is what I would like to do. I did want to talk about what I read so far. I wanted to talk about something that I just completely forgot was a topic in the book, and that was the fact that a big a big point was the fact that Hannah was raped in her past. I just completely forgot that that was a plot point of the book. TV shows usually change up certain things, and I would like to see if they keep that part in there or not. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't, but who knows? I'm excited to see what's different between the book and the TV show. Also, when I read a line out of the book, I was like, oh my gosh, where I know this line from? And then I remembered that in the trailer, which I watched, I'm pretty sure that this was said. I wrote down the quote, but I think autocorrect or something messed up what I typed. In the book, it's when Hannah and Garrett are studying, and like they're kind of flirting with each other but not seriously, and he says something along the lines of, don't blush like a tomato every time I make a lewd comment. And I remembered that being in the trailer, but I think it was in a different scene. I think it was like at a party or something like that. I could be wrong. It would be cool to see if there are any other lines from the book that could end up in the show, but I doubt I will remember any of it, to be honest. Anyway, I'm going to get to reading. I'm not going to record. I'm just going to read and then come back to you guys when I'm done with the book. I am now officially done reading The Deal by L. Kennedy. Wow. This book, honestly, just like, it was great. This book really just made me want to read more. I don't know when the update video is coming, if this is coming first or the update video is coming after, but I talked about how I was struggling with reading, and now I'm still kind of struggling, but this book is definitely helping me get back into reading again. Literally, this book is like Chef's Kiss. Like, I love this book so much. I can't wait to read the second book. Like, I almost want to read it right now, but I have to wait for the next season before I decide to read the second book, because it's too fresh of a memory if I were to read it soon. But I did want to talk about the book as a whole. I don't know. I just think for this, I think this was one of my first ever hockey books, and I'm glad this was the first book I read to get into it. I really did love this story, and I loved Garrett and Hannah and their communication they have with each other. And I love how they don't take things at face value. Like, they know deep down there's something more going on. Like, towards the end of the book, where Hannah broke up with Garrett, but she was being forced to break up with him. And Garrett was like obviously upset and confused on why this was like so out of sorts. He got upset and he left her, but then he was thinking it over and he came to the conclusion that it just couldn't be for the reasons that she said it could. So he literally told all of the guys at that school to not date her because she was saying she wanted to find other people, see if he was like the best or whatever. So he literally told all the guys to not date her. Like, if she ever asked, to just say no. And I just thought that was so funny. If anyone ever does that in real life, though, kind of concerning. But since it's a book, it's make believe, we don't care. This is definitely one of those books I would say that I could reread again, like maybe 2 or 3 years later, and still love it. I say that now, but who knows? We're now going to get into the off-campus series. I am so excited to watch the show. I don't know why. Like, I'm like getting like nervous to watch it in like a good way. I think from what I've seen so far, I think that it could either go really good or really bad, but I think it's gonna go towards the good side for me, in my opinion. I did do some research and saw that all of the episodes did get uploaded, which is okay. And hopefully the show is not good enough where I watch it all throughout the night and stay up, because I can't afford to do that. I just got my sleep schedule back. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying this video. Please, I'm gonna mention this again later in my outro, but it's just something new I've decided to do. I just really enjoy reading and watching TV and combining the two. I just thought it was cool, and it could be an idea that's already out there. I'm sure it might be, but that's okay. I still like literally look at my shelf. I have so many books to read that are also movies or TV shows. I've read like none of these books, really. So I need to just start this series, and if you guys like it, I will continue to. Well, I'm gonna continue to do it regardless, but I hope you guys do like what you're watching. Guys, I have eaten, and it is now time to watch the first episode. We're gonna get cozy and just start watching. Oh, by the way, I don't have Prime Video, but I'm watching it. If you know, you know. It's time to start now. Hello, everyone. I am back. It is once again another day. It is May 14th and it's 2:57 p.m. I have much to discuss about this first season of the Off-Campus series. I watched episodes 1 through 6 last night, and then I just finished watching episodes 7 through 8, and I have lots of thoughts. So let's just get started. I'm just gonna list things off as I go. I have a list. As you can see, I wrote down a lot of stuff. First, we're gonna talk about episodes 1 and 2. Episode 1, the introductory episode, we meet all the characters, get to know their personalities, what they're doing. Well, a difference I noticed from the book into the TV show was that Hannah works as some type of janitor for the hockey arena, and that's when Garrett and Hannah meet for the first time. Another difference is that there is no Nell in the show. Like, there's a Nell in this book who is like her classmate, but they replaced Nell with Dexter, which was in the book but wasn't as much of a character, which I didn't mind. I was fine with that as long as we got some form of friendship other than Allie. A big difference is that Justin, which was the football player that Hannah likes in the beginning and wants to pursue, instead in the TV show, he's a singer and he's in a band. And I think this works well together for what the show was, so I wasn't mad about it. Like, I think we got more of Justin in the show compared to the book, which I liked better, I would say. But will say that I did like the fact that they showed more of Allie and Hannah's friendship in the show. I think in the book, they showed their friendship, but not as detailed or as much as they did in the show. And like their bonding and stuff like that. When I got to episode 2, I completely forgot that Dean and Allie were supposed to get together, and that made me more excited. I loved the episode where Dean and Allie started seeing each other. It was just like, it was so fun and exciting, and it made me want to watch their season. But we still must wait for Grace and Logan, which I'm happy for as well. I think that something the show did well was that they did show Allie and Sean's kind of argumentational relationship that they had, and like how they broke up and got back together and broke up and got back together. In the first book, they were just good all the way through. I like that they actually showed Logan having feelings for Hannah, because in the book it was kind of, I wouldn't say random, but it was like, oh, by the way, Logan likes Hannah. But in the show, like from the beginning, like he likes her, he knew her from when he worked on her car. Like I like that they gave us that information. I love the introduction of Jules in the show. I don't remember who, if Logan had any siblings in the book. I really don't remember. I think Jules was a great character to add, because they add that confrontation, that drama to the story where it was needed, I think. I will mention that I loved the line party scene in episode 4 where they had to take a shot every time someone said line. They said this twice in the show, and I was just like, people need to stop saying this. But when you're like, oh, he's still your father, that's still your mother, like, as if that's an excuse for anything that happens that they do to you, I'm just like, can we stop telling people that? Like, that actually made me mad. Something else that was different, I would say, was be that Hannah's family didn't have as many financial problems as the book made it seem, I think. Or at least they didn't show it that much. Like, they didn't portray that everyone hated their family and so they were in debt, that they were sad to be in debt and stuff like that. They didn't show that much. In episode 5, I noticed when we first get really more introduced into Garrett's dad as a character, I thought that they were gonna make him have some redeeming qualities, and I was gonna say that I hated that they did that, because he should have no redeeming qualities. But luckily they didn't, and they still made him into a bad person. I thought he was gonna have some type of moral change, but I'm glad that he didn't. I do wish that in the show, like the book, they did have where Phil gave Hannah an ultimatum of either you break up with my son or I'm going to cut off his allowance and he'll have to work, because I just feel like I didn't like the fact that Garrett broke up with Hannah in the show. I feel like it should have been the other way around. Also, I just wanted to say, screw Sean. I didn't like him. I'm sorry. Like, he was cool in the beginning. When he got mad that Allie hooked up with some guy 3 days after they broke up, like, he was expecting her to come crawling back, but it's like, she told you she's not coming back. And even if she thought she was gonna come back, she didn't come back. So you can't expect anything. I'm sorry. In the show as opposed to the book. Instead of Delaney's friend being at the same game and then Garrett finds out that Delaney's friend, the one who testified against her in the trial, was there, and then Garrett fights Delaney's friend after the game is over. Instead, they made Delaney a hockey player who Garrett ends up playing against. Garrett doesn't know that Delaney's the guy that rapes Hannah, and then he finds out on the ice, which I did not like that they did that part. I didn't mind. I actually liked that Delaney was the one because like it felt more personal. I didn't like the fact that they had to fight at the game. I know for the show it made sense, but I just wish it could have happened after, but that's just personal. Oh, also, they did include the part where I mentioned earlier about telling the other guys like around campus that she's not available. I don't think it worked in the way that they wanted it to, because Garrett wasn't the one who told everyone to back off. It was a miscommunication thing. I feel like they just added that in because they knew people liked that scene, and I don't even know if people like that scene, but that's what I felt. I did love the cliffhanger in the last episode where we find out that Allie hooks up with Hunter, which was previously mentioned in earlier episodes, which ends up being someone Dean really dislikes. And I don't remember in the book if it's the same, but in the show, it has something to do with Dean's sister Summer and Hunter, which causes a whole riff. So I'm excited to see where they go from there, though. Overall, for the show, I will say that I loved the fact that we got more of the other characters' background to lead into the other seasons. In the book, they didn't really talk about the other characters until it was their own book. But in the show, we got to know a bit more and it felt more real, in my opinion. I think for what a show is, 8 episodes, 8-hour-long episodes, you can't fit every detail that the book has into a 8-episode show. I wish you could, though. I wish we could have made it longer. So honestly, if we made this like 15 episodes, maybe like even 12 episodes, I think we would have gotten a better story. I think we could have gotten a closer story to the actual book. I will say though, when it comes to the book or the TV show, drum roll please, I prefer the book better. I think if you just go in watching the TV show, you definitely will like the TV show. There weren't as many cringe moments. Like it wasn't giving a TikTok movie, which I was happy about. The story was great. I love the characters and everything. But I just think the book is where it's at. Hello.
Hello, you two.
Anyway, I just think the book is better. But I still like the show. I rated an 8.5. I would even maybe give it a higher rating. Right now, I'm just feeling an 8.5. I'm glad I watched it. I wasn't gonna watch the show at all. I'm glad I didn't listen to myself when I said I wasn't gonna watch the show. Guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys truly enjoyed it. This is the most happiest I've felt filming in a while, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching me. I had a lot of fun on our first episode of Book versus Media, and I can't wait to continue. Let me know if you guys have any book recommendations that you want me to read so I can watch the media version of it after. Let me know if you have any tips for me continuing on the series on how I can make it better. With that being said, I hope you guys liked the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I truly do appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.